Hello everybody, my name is Matt Smith-Wood. I'm an interior designer and a finalist on BBC One's Interior Design Masters. And today I'm going to be giving some top tips of how to elevate your bathroom and design it properly. To start off, the bathroom is one of the most important places in your house. If you think about it, you start your day and you finish your day in the bathroom. So it can have a much larger impact on your daily life than you may think. It's the first place you fully interact with. It's where you get ready for the day and it's where you prepare to go to bed. So having the right layout, the right colors, the right materials can really elevate the way you live your life and your well-being. So my tip number one when to start designing the bathroom is to avoid the common mistake, which a lot of people do, which they start designing the bathroom based on a particular product that they've seen. They might have seen a vanity unit that they really like, and then they base the design around that. And that can lead to problems when designing, because what you need to do as step one is nail the layout of the space. You need to make a list of all the products that you need to store, whether you need space for plants, shelving for candles, how big your bottles are, because this will all affect your product choices when picking out materials. And there's a lot of product out there. So refining that and creating parameters really helps when you're searching for stuff and it's less overwhelming. What I mean by nail the layout is to understand where everything is going first. So have a plan without thinking about color, texture, or specific product choices. Because once you know what you're looking for, you need something for a certain size to fit a certain product, and it's going to make the design process much easier. How you know what you need to make lists of what you need in your bathroom. A lot of the time people look at images on Instagram and Pinterest, beautiful designs, get a bathroom design like that, take a beautiful photo, and then when it comes to move everything in, the soaps, the bottles, the towels, it can look quite cluttered. So you avoid this by planning properly. Having a clear understanding of what you need your space to do. Whether you need backlighting or front lighting, whether you need deep cupboards, short cupboards, open shelving, closed shelving, if you need a shelf in the shower. Knowing these parameters and knowing what you need and how you need your space to function then helps when choosing product. The bathroom is the only space in the house that we spend a significant amount of time completely ourselves almost every day, which means it's really important to ensure that the bathroom feels safe and secure. And long gone are the days of clinical white bathrooms. I find it strange how the only space in the house when we spend time undressed every day is the most clinical, the coldest room in the house. And this needs to change. You need to pick earthy colors and earthy textures, warm colors, and colors that make you feel safe. And this will have, it will fulfill our human desire to be connected with nature. Another thing is I think when people are designing a bathroom, they might forget about texture, as they might be focused on the cleanliness of it. But introducing texture, it might be a textured tile. It might even be a throw on a chair in the corner. Having these elements in there will make the space feel much safer, and it will be nicer on your day-to-day life. The vanity area is another really important space in the bathroom, and it's important to understand what you're going to be using that space for. For example, if you need direct light on your face for shaving or applying makeup, a mirror with a backlight will be no good. You need a mirror with a front-facing light. However, there is one top tip that I love to use in bathrooms, and that's using custom mirrors. I think a lot of people have the idea that getting a custom mirror made can be really expensive. But actually, if you go to a kind of a glass cutters, you can get a custom mirror cut for quite a kind of cheap, fair price. And you get a really bespoke, complete look, maximizing your space, because you can go full height. And then you pair that with some really nice wall lights. And by doing this, you end up with a space that's practical in the sense that you have great lighting and a really nice large mirror. You add character by having the wall lights on the side rather than your standard LED mirror. And you have a more bespoke finish as the mirrors are cut to size and you pick the lights exactly how you want them. Another top tip when designing the bathroom is, where possible, try to avoid the toilet being visible when you walk straight into the bathroom. It's a private place, the toilet, and it should be treated as its own little area. You don't want to walk into the bathroom. You don't want to open the door and see the toilet straight away. It's just not right. It's better if you can open the door, you see a nice beautiful shower, a centerpiece bath, or a nice glowing vanity, and then the journey to the toilet is a bit more discreet. And I think it just makes the whole space feel that little bit more comfortable. My top tip when designing small spaces, such as cloakrooms, is to have all your sanitary ware and furniture wall mounted. This means that your floor space, like your floor plan isn't compromised. It's easy to clean and it just folds out the floor a little bit and makes it feel a bit bigger. So my top tips for designing a shower. I've been designing bathrooms for a few years now, and I've kind of come up with the method that I like to use to design a shower. Step number 1 is picking the shower tray. I would usually recommend a tileable shower tray, as these can usually be cut down to size on site, meaning you have a much more bespoke design. And then you can pick a tile to tile over it, which means the whole floor plan of the bathroom is much more open and spread out. Then you need to pick a wall that you can stud. The stud only needs to be about 100 mil deep, so don't think it's going to eat up too much of your space. And if you think about it, once you've got the wall studded out, you can hide the pipework for your shower, and you don't need to have those horrible kind of like shower shelves that people have. So there's less stuff poking out. You have a nice long shower, and this also provides you an option to add a strip light to make a lighting feature in the bathroom. And my last final tip when designing the shower area is to, if possible, try to put the valves to the side or in a space that is before the shower. This means that you can turn the water on and set the temperature before actually entering the shower. And in day-to-day life, it does have a really positive impact on how you live your life because it's easier, it's more natural, and it makes sense. And over time, not having these annoying things or, setting the water and putting your arm back, or it's just making life easier, and it's just about making a design that works and flows. Another top tip for when designing a bathroom, if you want to achieve a more luxurious feel and make the space feel less bathroomy, is quite simply by including some sort of secondary seating. Whether that's a bench, a chair, or a little stool, you're adding another element and you're making the bathroom feel less bathroomy because it's not just purely kind of practical. You've got these elements where you can leave some clothes or leave your phone. You can even put a little blanket or cushion on there, and it just makes the bathroom feel more safe. And it adds a luxurious element without adding any labor costs or any real kind of additional material fees. So designing any space can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming, but if you follow the design process, set your parameters, design can be really, really fun. So I hope these tips have helped you out. And if you need any more tips or advice, you can head over to my Instagram, which is matt.smithwood, or my website, where you can book in with a design consultation. We can big, small projects, or even just a little bit of advice at mattsmithwood.com. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and happy designing.